What's up, y'all? Today we're going to be talking about PPP loans. Now, I'm just messing around with you guys. What we're going to talk about today is the top 7 business loans that you can leverage for your business. Now, I'll also be touching on what the max loan amount is, what their eligibility requirements are, and what your credit score needs to be so you can make sure that you actually qualify. So let's get started. Now, when it comes to your FICO score, you're typically going to see with these loans that at minimum, you're going to need a 500, most likely even higher than that. Now, when it comes to the interest rates, you're going to see that interest rates will be a little higher just to cover the risk, right? Running a business is a risky endeavor. Now, you're also going to see that they're going to want you to be in business minimum 6 months, sometimes even as much as a year. So if you're a new business, you've only been out, you've only started your business for a month or so, then it's going to be a lot tougher for you to be able to get approved. So you might want to wait a little bit. Now, another thing that I think you should consider is the repayment terms, okay? Some of these companies are going to want you to pay after, pay weekly, pay every month, or even pay every other month, whatever the case may be. So you want to kind of look and see what their flexibility is whenever it comes to how often you need to make payments and exactly what those terms are going to be. Now, the first company we're going to touch on is a company called OnDeck. So OnDeck offers typically term loans and lines of credit. So you're going to see loan amounts that can go up to as high as $250,000. Now, when it comes to their eligibility requirements, they're typically going to want you to have been in business for at least 1 year. Okay. And they're going to want to see that you have annual gross revenue of at least $100K and you have a business checking account. Now, for most of you guys, maybe, the first two are the ones that you're going to really want to look at to make sure you get done. It should not be a question whether you have a business checking account or not. Now, I have shot a video. I'll link to it down below where I show you how to be able to get a free business checking account. So I'll link to that down in the description. But you really, no matter what, you should definitely have a checking account. It's more so, do you hit the 100K annual gross revenue requirement? And are you in the business for at least a year? Now, when it comes to the turnaround speed, you will typically get your money into your account as early as the same day. This is what they claim. So I'm guessing if you applied early in the morning and you got approved, then they should be able to get that money in the same day. If not, the following business day. Now, when it comes to your credit score, they're going to want you to have a minimum credit score of at least 600. You'll see interest rates that are ranging from 9% all the way up to 99. And that's going to have to deal with both your annual revenue and how much money you're requesting, as well as what your credit score is and how long you've been in business, of course. Now, the next option is going to be a company called Fundbox. Okay, Fundbox also is offering lines of credit as well as term loans. Now, you're going to see the loan amounts can go all the way up to $150,000. And you're going to see when it comes to eligibility, they're also going to want to see that you have at least $100K in annual revenue, but they only care if your business has been around for at least 6 months. Okay, so you might want to look at it if you've been in business 6 months, but if you were to annualize your current monthly revenue, it would equal more than 100K. So let's say, for example, the last few months you've made 30K a month, right? If I'd reach out to them and see if they can annualize it to give you more of a number in terms of, hey, you've hit 30K the last 3 months, if we annualize that, you'll be making 360K in a year, right? So reach out to them to see if it's possible, especially if you've only been in business literally 6 months. Now, when it comes to their turnaround speed, they say they can do it as soon as the next business day. So if you get approved on a Monday, boom, they'll get it to you on a Tuesday. If you get approved on a Friday, boom, it'll get sent over to your account by Monday. Okay, so minimum credit score they're looking for is going to be a 600 as well, and your interest rate's going to be ranging from about a 10% all the way up to a 80%. Okay, so you're going to have that range that you'll be dealing with. Now, the next company that I tracked down was a company called Credibly. Now, Credibly is offering pretty much everything, all the way from term loans to lines of credit to even SBA loans and invoice factoring. So if you're not familiar with invoice factoring, all that really means is, if you have an accounts receivable, so maybe you offered a service or a product and people will pay you after they've received the product or the service, then you can actually bring those invoices to them and then they will give you a loan based off of the amount of those invoices. Okay. Now, this is great, especially for if you're having cash flow issues, right? You can show them that, hey, I have money that's coming in the next couple months, in the next 6 months, whatever the case may be, and they'll already extend that money out to you, knowing that you're going to have, or a good amount of those invoices are going to be paid in full. Now, when it comes to the loan amounts, they're actually giving a lot higher than what the other companies were, which is $400,000. When it comes to eligibility, they're willing to take as low as a 500 FICO credit score. They're going to want you to be in business at least 6 months, and they're going to want to see that you have at least $15,000 in average monthly bank deposits. So pretty much they want to see that, they want to see how much money's churning in your accounts, right? So if you have revenue of, let's say 170K or 165K, then that's around where they're going to want to see you. Now, they're going to be another one of the companies that are saying they can do same day funding. So, you apply for this in the morning, it's quite possible you could have it by the afternoon. Okay. Minimum credit score again is going to be a 500. Interest rates are as low as 10%. They didn't give much of a range, but they say they can go as low as 10%. I'd venture to guess it's 10%, but can shoot up as high as what you were seeing with the other companies. So it can get up to the 80% range. Now, the next company I'm going to talk about is an interesting one. It's a company called Kiva. Now, the way that Kiva works is they're more of a crowdsourcing platform geared towards, businesses that are having problems getting lending, right? So this is going to be especially prevalent with people who have just started their businesses. Now, the way their platform works is this. They want you to start by inviting your friends and family to contribute, and then you're also going to be able to fundraise through Kiva's lenders worldwide. Now, their loan amounts can go up to $15,000, so it's a lot lower than what you were seeing with, the other programs that are available, but you're going to see just why here in a second. Now, when it comes to their eligibility requirements, you're going to see that there's really not much. All they really want you to have is a detailed purpose for that loan itself, right? So if you can tell them, pretty much break it down and say, I'm going to do X, Y, Z with the loan. You're going to say, hey, maybe I need this loan so I can, be able to, buy land for my farm, or it's buy land to grow my farm, whatever the case may be, right? Those are the kind of projects that they're going to be looking to fund. They just want to make sure that you actually have a game plan for what you're going to do once the funds hit your account. Now, when it comes to the turnover speed, you're going to see that it can take up to 5 to 7 business days for you to receive the funds, right? So it's going to be a lot slower than what you were seeing with the other companies. But the benefit is there is no minimum credit score. They don't even look at your credit score. And there's a 0% interest rate. The people who are loaning on the platform, they're pretty much just loaning you money in more of a charity aspect is what you can look at it. They're just loaning you the money so that you're able to achieve whatever goals you have for your businesses, and they're just looking to fund interesting businesses on that platform. Okay, so you'll see interest rates are 0. People who are loaning aren't really. It's not like a for-profit thing that they're doing, which is a really cool aspect of that platform. The downside, of course, is going to be that you can only get up to $15,000. But if you're in a situation where that makes sense, then it might be a good place for you to start. Right? Throw your throw something up on that platform, have your friends and family contribute, and then boom, you can also get contributions from the actual customers on that platform. Now, the next company I'm going to talk about is Rapid Finance. So Rapid Finance actually offers a wide range of loans, and it's pretty similar to what you were seeing with Credibly. Okay, so their loan amounts can go up to $1 million, right? This is the highest that we've seen so far. Now, when it comes to the eligibility requirements, they just want to see that you've been in business for at least 6 months and you have at least $5,000 in monthly revenue. Now, they get a bit more specific when it comes to their turnaround speed, and they're pretty much saying that they fund 90% of their loans within 24 hours. Otherwise, it's up to 2 days. So I'm guessing if they need additional information from you, it's probably going to extend up to you're going to be in that 10% where it might take a little more time, things like that. But at least you know that 90% of the loans are paid within the 24 hours. Now, when it comes to a credit score, they're going to want to see that you have at least a 550. And you can expect interest rates from 9% all the way up to 31%. Next business loan company is Bluevine. So Bluevine offers lines of credit, and they actually offer bank accounts as well. So it's an interesting mix. A lot of these other companies that I looked at didn't have that bank account component to it, but this is kind of what Bluevine's doing. Now, when it comes to the loan amounts, they're offering up to $250,000. You'll see the eligibility requirements are going to be 6 months in business and $10,000 in monthly revenue. Also, they do want you to be a US-based business. Now, with their turnaround speeds, they say that they can get you the money within a few hours. So I'm going to throw that in quotation marks, but that's what they say they can do. So if they approve you, they'll have the money to you within a few hours. Alrighty. When it comes to the minimum credit score, they're going to want to see that you have at least a 600 credit score, and their interest rates range from a 4.8% all the way up to a 25%. Okay. Now, the last loan that we have is going to be the SBA microloan. Now, this is coming from the Small Business Administration, and these funds are microloans by the SBA, which are given to intermediaries, which tend to be nonprofits or nonprofit organizations who are actually going to be administering and managing the loans. So pretty much you can look at them as being your point of contact for anything coming up with the loan itself. Now, with the loan amount, you're going to see that they're going to be offering up to $50,000. Okay, their eligibility requirements are really going to depend on the intermediary lender. Okay, because each is going to have their own lending and credit requirements. My guess is going to be that you're typically going to it's going to be a lot more stringent than other loans may be. And when it comes to your turnaround speed, you're gonna see that it could take up to a month for you to actually receive the funds, and they're gonna want you to have a minimum credit score of at least a 620. So just by you seeing that the credit score is a lot higher, that should tell you that they're going to require a lot more from you when it comes to, paperwork and things like that, and then documents that they're going to want to see. But you're going to notice by the interest rate, their interest rate is going to be a lot more reasonable. Their interest rate is going to range from an 8% all the way to a 13%. So it kind of makes those other companies look like more so payday lenders in a sense, because the interest rate is going to be so low on this loan specifically. Now, those are the top loans for anyone looking to grow their business. But if you're interested in how you can get access to some of the top small business grants as well, check out this other video that I made here for just that. I appreciate you guys taking the time to watch. Be sure that you throw a like down below and you hit the subscribe button so you don't miss any of my future videos, and I'll see you at the next one. Peace.